Hello guys, it's Pilot Tails here. Who got the classic tails? I got my classic tails. Who got the classic tails? I got the classic tails. And this here is none other than the classic 1992 Tails and Grabber Sonic 20th Anniversary Jazwares 3-inch figure. My life is complete. So here I'm going to be going over the usual box, sculpt, articulation, accessories, pros and cons, and warnings. And this figure is just amazing. I can tell it's going to be freaking awesome, freaking wonderful. So let's get into this review. So with the box, as I said before in the classic 3-inch Sonic review, the logo, an item number, Jazwares 20th Anniversary Sonic the Hedgehog, Tails and Grabber. Now, two things about Tails. He always saved you from this enemy in the chemical plant zone, which is the black background. And also, when I was a kid, I thought Tails was a cat. Not a fox, but a cat. Me and my cousin had quibbles over this, but it was really the whiskers that I thought were a dead giveaway that he was a cat. But it turns out he was a fox. So that was kind of my first impression of Tails. And that's kind of how he became my favorite character. Safety tested sticker 1992, whatever. Unfortunately, a disappointment, they did not give him a different bio, his own independent bio. Instead, he gets the same Sonic bio again. Anniversary, 20th Sonic. All the other stuff that was on the 3-inch Sonic box if you watched that review. If you didn't, you should. And that's it for this box with Tails and Grabber. Now it's time to unbox this, as we always do with these reviews. I'm so glad I'm not a mint in box collector, MIB as they call it, because I'd be really sad if I had to open up these figures. I wouldn't be able to resist them. So opening it up, you can see the background of the chemical plant zone from Sonic 2. We now have Tails and Grabber. Tails comes out fairly easily, actually, unlike Sonic and his wonderful twisty ties. Oh no, Tails is held in place by a twisty tie. But where could it be? And just leave him on the place inside his plastic prison. And he has been unleashed. So now it's time to zoom in on these figures. So yeah, now I'm gonna get Tails into his standing position. Some tight joints here. Thank you, Jazwares. And Tails has got a fat belly. Yay! And now he's standing up with his rival. So looking at this sculpt, this guy's just a winner. And the articulation, the head goes around, the arms go up, down, and around. The wrists swivel, no elbow, no knee. The waist turns, but I don't use that joint very often, as I've said before. The legs go up and down and are fairly tight, and are on fairly tight joints. And the shoe swivels as well. So Jazwares has really just done us all a favor with this figure, especially in comparison to Sonic with his super duper long arms. And now looking at Grabber makes me wish he had articulation, because he is just sadly a static figure. But if you look well enough, you can see the little nubs that look just like joints. So it's really confusing. I thought his, parts could bend and squeeze, but they can't. So that was kind of disappointing. But still is a great sculpt, and the paint job is way better than Moto Bug. I'm sorry, Moto Bug. Oh joy, here come pros and cons. I'm going to be hard stressed to find some cons. But with the pros, amazing sculpt of Tails. The proportions, I think, are just right. They're not too fat as they usually are with the 3-inch figures. And they did his tails wonderfully, which they also articulate. I wish they articulated separately though. That would be a good thing to add. But as with previous Tails figures, they act like a third leg for him, so it helps him stand. Definitely a plus. And Grabber is definitely a better sculpt than the Moto Bug, and Classic Tails is just so much cuter than the classic Sonic, which I'm going to bring in for a skill comparison later on. But looking at this figure, I just like the character a lot, especially Classic Tails. About, you know, modern Tails, I love his design a lot too, but I can't really say I agree with his current personality. They kind of turned him into a technology fiend or geek, and I don't think that's a really great portrayal of Tails. I mean, his original portrayal was that he was a up and growing kid who wanted to be just like Sonic. Now, I think that's much better than he's the techno geek of the group and Knuckles is the brawn and dumminess, but Knuckles has always been like that. And yeah, that's my little monologue because I can't find any cons about this figure. Doesn't fall, nice articulation, nice sculpt on the Grabber, although he should have some articulation at least. Yep. And now for a scale comparison with the 3-inch classic Sonic who's just been sitting on my desk table thingy. Yeah, there is a bit of a problem here. I mean, Classic Tails should be a little smaller, but if they made him any smaller, they'd probably screw up the sculpt. But it's not a big deal at all. Yep. Both classic figures. For now, my life is complete unless they find a way to screw me over by coming up with a 5-inch or 10-inch Tails. And they better not do any Superposer classics, or else I'll hurt Jazwares. So all in all, this figure is just wonderful. I got it from Target for $7.61 exactly. That's $6.99 plus tax. And there was one more left, so if you live in the New York area, be sure to be on the lookout for Classic Tails, because he's out here as far as I know. And, well, this guy gets a 9 out of 10 for me, a 10 out of 10 for the figure, and a 9 out of 10 for the Grabber, because it's way better than the Moto Bug, I'm going to be honest. And, last question. Pilot Tails, will you be using this in a stop motion? Of course I will. I'll probably be doing a stop motion with the classic and modern figures as my upcoming Sonic stop motion. And I guess that's really it. I mean, I could go on and on forever about Tails. And also, Wave 2 is also out with the Silver, the Knuckles, and their newer enemies. I don't know about Eggman though. Eggman definitely isn't out yet. But I'm so glad I finally got this guy. Oh, and one more thing. This looks way better. Of course, I don't have a red tornado. I wish I did. But this still looks amazing. Okay, now I'm signing off.